So I'm live, and excuse the way that I look because I literally just woke up. But right now, um, I want to talk to you about gang stalking and spiritual cloning. And there is many types or styles of this. But the specific one that I want to talk about today is going to be, let me find something that's a little brighter. A little bit too many colors going on here. But it's gonna be am I spelling that right? Nightmares. So basically what I wanna tell you about is I just had this vision. I have a lot of visions. I've had visions since I was young. And I do want to share some of the visions instead of just saying them out loud to myself. So what these people do is it's called spiritual cloning. That's what I named it. I named it spiritual cloning, and this happens in your nightmares. And I'm hoping that this is going to help some people um, to kind of organize and figure out what's going on when they're having these type of visions or nightmares. So what spiritual cloning basically is in short terms to me, it's like when, well, let's just look up cloning first. For everybody that doesn't know exactly what cloning is, because you kind of have to understand what that is first. So I'm just going to look it up on Google real quick. I've seen this word in the Bible before, but then I started seeing it more out later on in life. So cloning, to create genetically identical copies of cells, tissues, or organisms through natural processes, identical twins, or artificial laboratory techniques. Okay, well, basically for me, it's just mimicking something or copying something to make it appear as if it's that original. So, like if somebody made a copy of somebody or something that looked like me in a lab, but it wasn't me. So it may not have the same spirit or essence as me, but it looks like me or looks very similar to me. This translates into spiritual cloning in your nightmares. And I'm going to tell you right now how it does that. So, what people do is maybe you'll have a dream of somebody. You'll have a dream of somebody, you'll have a vision of somebody, somebody that you can clearly see and identify with it, that it's this person, right? But now, because you're dealing with um, witchcraft, it's going to take it to another level. So basically, what's going to happen is these people are going to they're going to evoke these spirits. And I know this because I've kind of experienced people doing it to me so many times that I've kind of figured out that this is what it is. It has to be. So they're going to like evoke these spirits or like conjure up these spirits and try to bring them towards you. And what they're going to do is they're going to try to make you feel like that's that actual person speaking to you or coming to you into your dream or your nightmare. I'm specifically talking about nightmare. So if I accidentally say dream, I'm talking about nightmare, something that's not good. You're going to try to get them to come into your nightmares and do what they want them to do to you. So, I mean, you can already understand how that's witchcraft and how it relates to what I'm talking about. So basically, they're going to do their little witch magic in their pot or whatever they do. And they're going to say, I want this spirit to go to this person in their sleep and tell them and do this and do that. And whatever they want this spirit to do, that's what they're going to do. They can make it look like your mom. They can make it look like your best friend. They can make it look like your boyfriend. They can make it look like your coworker, or it actually might be that. But I'm specifically talking about making it, and this is how you're going to know that it's not those people actually coming to you, because some people are mediums. Sometimes God speaks to you through visions, nightmares, dreams, and whatnot. So, how you're going to know that it's not these people that you love and care about that's behind whatever's going on is the spirit of these people. So the spirit that these people are going to bring is going to be the spirit that they want to bring into these people. It's going to be a wicked spirit, and it's going to be different from the spirit of the person that you actually know. Especially if you've known this person for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, or you just had a really good connection with them. 9 times out of 10, you're going to know, hey, that's not the spirit of that person. Now, if you've ever seen like Aladdin with Jasmine and the flying carpet and everything like that, this is kind of like that. You remember when the wicked guy, he tries to trick Aladdin into believing that that's Jasmine because he embodies her. He embodies her. He starts to look like her. I think he talked like her and made him believe that it was her, but it wasn't her. And then he turned back into that wicked person. So this is very similar to that Aladdin effect, where they try to sound like a person or look like a person in your vision, but then they actually turn into this evil person. But you're not going to see them turn into this evil person because it's all a spiritual thing. But this is really what's happened spiritually, is that they created this person to look like or mimic somebody. That's why I call it cloning, that you like, love, or care about. And then they create a scenario that they want you to think, which is ultimately going to be planting a seed into your mind, into your head. And if you do not know that this is what's going on, you're going to get your messages wrong in your visions and your dreams. You're going to start thinking, oh, this person is doing this to me. This person's attacking me. This person's after me. Sometimes that may be true, but sometimes it's not true. And that's why I'm trying to explain this as best as I can. Because now, if you are a biblical person in Christianity, what they will teach you is to judge every like person by the fruit of their spirit, or by the fruit that the tree bears. Meaning, you pick the fruit and you eat it, it tastes good, the fruit's good. You pick the fruit because it looks good, but you eat it and it's disgusting and it hurts your stomach. Or it's good, it looks good, it tastes good, but then a couple minutes later it hurts your stomach. So you're testing every fruit by every tree, every fruit by what it bears, the characteristics of it, how it makes you feel, this, that, and the other, right? So I've experienced this a couple of times, and people like to send you messages through people that you love, people that you like, but they send evil messages. If you've ever heard the Drake song where they say, you know, I don't think that it's friends that are writing the wrong message on the mirror for you, but it's something writing the wrong message on the mirror for you. So this is kind of like that, and I've had two visions like recently. I just woke up from one, and I had one yesterday where it's like two people that I know, and it's like they're coming off as very creepy and weird, but it's like I know that they're not like these type of people, and it's somebody trying to bring these people to me as in the form of evil spirits. So I'm like, okay, well, let me go ahead and it's gonna be very. It moved me to the point that I did this because it was very torturing. It was very creepy. Like you have to be careful with these people because they're into like maybe the next thing I could talk about is like sleep paralysis, and they call it the old hag. Now some people don't believe in this, but it's very true because I dealt with a lot of spiritual things when I was younger, a young kid, and so I've always wanted to understand more about dreams and visions and like what it means and what goes on, and so I'm kind of wanting to experience, well, not experience it with you, but share with you some of these things. I wish that somebody did this for me because I feel like this is very like valuable information that people just do not get from other people. Like people want to know this type of stuff. They want to know like when they're sleeping, why do they see certain things that make sense. This can change a relationship. This can make you like break up with people. If you've ever heard of people like they wake up, they have a vision about their boyfriend or something like that, and then they're no longer with them because they had a dream. It sounds crazy, but people who are younger, they do stuff like this. And sometimes, like I said, it can be true, but there is a tricky thing you'll learn years later if you start to study these dreams, these nightmares, you'll realize that there's a tricky aspect to it. And now, another thing that I want to talk about is kind of like a confession, but I'm not really feeling like that bad about it because I do it for certain reasons. I think I already said this. I watch tarot card readings. Okay, so when you are watching that type of stuff, also you will have people that will spiritually try to attack you through that. And there's so many levels to this. There's so many levels to how this works. So that's just one of the things that I wanted to share. I feel like as I was sleeping, that like as I woke up, God brought this to me, just like specifically like that when I was kind of talking over what had happened is spiritual cloning and nightmares. I think it's just a powerful concept to understand, like just people, and just remember, if you don't remember anything else, just remember the Aladdin effect with Jasmine, how he pretended to sound like her and look like her. This is exactly how spiritual cloning works in nightmares, and it saved me in a lot of situations, just kind of knowing that. And yes, when it comes to evoking, I believe that there are witches and warlocks. I think more so witches that sit there and they do this spiritual thing because there are people who have spiritual gifts. Just like I may have a spiritual gift of decoding dreams or decoding nightmares and seeing how this goes with this and this goes with that and what it actually means. There are people who also have spiritual gifts where they can like send things to people. They can send messages to people. And I mean, there are people who actually practice it. And I'm a victim of people wanting to practice witchcraft on me because I'm an empath and I'm a sensitive person, and the fact that I can kind of see things and I have a certain type of vision when it comes to certain things in the spiritual aspect or the spiritual realm of things. And so people like to keep me stuck in places and, sabotage my opportunities specifically so that they can practice witchcraft on me. And so I'll know when I'm in a bad place because I will start to experience a lot of nightmares. And I know that at that point, people are practicing witchcraft on me and hoping the worst for me in my life. So, um, with the evoking, I do, yes. At first, I didn't believe in witchcraft, but this is the thing. There are people, you have to look at it like this. There are people who do believe in witchcraft and they practice witchcraft. And witchcraft can just be people putting poison in your food. That's witchcraft. Witchcraft can be people not just sending negative thoughts to you and negative nightmares to you, but also it can be like people sabotaging you on the job where they go and say, "Oh, da 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 da," and they're completely lying on you, but they're getting everybody to team up against you. This looks kind of freaky. So they're getting everybody to team up against you, and that's witchcraft. It's anything that's evil, really. But then you have the people who put things in bottles and go put them on hills and bury them in the sand and all type of weird stuff like that. So it's just certain levels. The thing is, as long as you don't believe in it and believe in it happening to you, that's great. If that is what helps you get through life. But it also may be the reason why things aren't working out in your life and things are sabotaging you and you don't know why. And if you kind of looked at it how these people look at it that believe in it and do it and practice it, maybe you can arm yourself with the proper knowledge and wisdom to be able to defeat these type of things, or maybe just a message or two can help you understand something that may clarify a situation that you need clarified. So it's not about believing if they'll do something to you or won't, because if people want to do something to you, they're going to do it. And to them, that's their religion, that's their witchcraft, that's their power, and they feel like they did something, whether you want to believe it's witchcraft or not. It's not about that. It's about what these people do and what they practice. They practice some type of evil and exercising some type of power over you. So that's all that I really wanted to say. And I'm going to put this under my 7 cents playlist and under my gang stalking playlist, because I feel like people who are gang stalked go through this a lot. Because when people are gang stalking you, ultimately their mission is for bad things to happen to you. And so if they can't get you in the physical, if they cannot get you in the physical through food poisoning or get you to be super depressed and this, that, and the other, they're going to try to do spiritual attacks to you. And also, it's a very covert way of doing things to people. It's a very, very secret way of attacking people, is in the spiritual realm of things. So this is important, in my opinion, to know. And like I said, it's had a very big impact on my life. And, all the night terrors and all that, it's literally only in specific places that I've lived in. I've had it back to back in certain places. And then other places, I don't have a problem at all. I've lived in quite a few places, and I haven't had any nightmares besides really in two places that were back to back to back to back to back attack. And maybe in other places, I would live there for like 2 years and only have maybe two nightmares that, but then I get to these other places and I have nightmares like every night, every two night, every other night, back to back for years in a row. And it's like, what is that? And so that's why I've practiced thinking about it, critical thinking, examining it, and I've decided that I will go ahead and help people because I talk out loud a lot to myself when I'm going over this, and I already know they have listening devices in here. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just put myself out there and share this publicly so that you can know that this is from me. This is from Q, spiritual cloning, and this is my opinion, a term that I kind of made up and a term that I'm breaking down and explaining to you to help you see what I'm seeing and how I see it. So that's it. I really couldn't sleep. I woke up and it was like there was paranormal activity happening. They tried to bring a spirit to me. And the funny thing is, I had my heater on, and my heater kept going on and off, and it never does that. And so then I was like, let me just turn it off completely. I unplugged it and I went to sleep. And then I was like, I had this horrible nightmare, and I'm like, you know what? That paranormal like activity that happened must have been it talking to me and saying like, yeah, don't go to sleep. It's not going to be what you think it is. They're going to try to evoke my spirit or whatnot, and it's not going to be me. So just kind of giving you a heads up. I didn't know that at first. I was just like, that's weird. Why is that happening? And then once I woke up from that, I was like, maybe that's what that was, giving me a warning because especially if it's somebody that you love and they're trying to use their image and their and a weird spirit connected to it that's not them to try to scare you into the next phase of your life or to try to make you uncomfortable with what you're trying to do, like it's gonna be creepy. And I see it. I see it. I know what they're doing. I can read it. I can read it like cards. I can read it like a book. I know exactly what they're doing, but I don't really know if y'all are I don't really know if y'all are interested. I'm not sure if y'all would even be interested in hearing my dreams and stuff. And like, I have a lot of visions, like of celebrities and all type of crazy stuff that I see. But yeah, this one it brought somebody that I love. Um, like I said, I experienced a paranormal activity before I went to sleep, kind of paranormal activity, and it was just like, yeah, they're trying to use this person. They got to use somebody to try to get close to you, and they've been trying to evoke my. They've been trying to get me emotional. They've been trying to get me really emotional because they think that I'm going to try to attempt something to better my life, and they don't want to see that. They want to keep me right where I'm at. They don't want me to move forward into anything good, and so they're trying to like basically um, creep me out. That's basically what they're trying to do. So they use this spiritual attack to do towards me, and I know that this person would never do anything that to me. This was like somebody who hates you, somebody who this was like a hate crime in the spiritual, like somebody who want to see you hurt, like fucking dead or something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, that's not it. And to send somebody you love like that to evoke to evoke an evil spirit into someone you know their face and their spirit, for somebody to do that to you, they got to be super evil. They got to be a horrible fucking person, and it's disgusting. I'm sorry, but it's just disgusting, and I know why they're doing it. They want whatever my efforts are. They don't want me to feel comfortable attempting them. They want to put a very negative and dark stigma on it so that I will be taunted and haunted as I'm trying to progress. So this is what they're doing, and they're trying so hard to attack my associations, my relationships, anybody that I'm close to. These people have tried to literally snatch them away from me and keep me isolated in that type of way. And so that's it. That's all that I wanted to talk about. I hope that this helped you. And thanks for watching. Bye.